Face crack, runway game is on. Drag race is the truth. Bruno sue me for this parody. You read it, the cringe is, you read it well. The cringe is real. Hello, Jean Lizza.
Hello, Sam Crimean.
How are ya?
I'm doing okay. We are in Drag Race-a-thon now, don't you reckon? It's just like UK's on, announcements galore. What's happening?
It's all fucking happening, isn't it? I can't even. Should we just get straight into it? What the fuck? This last fortnight of just fan chaos. I feel like we've reached like a new level of fan craziness.
I feel like more than ever, I cannot relate to the fans that I'm seeing online. I'm like, what do you want out of your reality TV program? I don't actually know, which I'd really like to hear from you because you watch so much of it. Like, what is different about RuPaul's Drag Race fans where they're just like, no, there's different rules.
They can all do it better, I think, or something. Yeah. I don't, because you're right. It's like, what do you want? Because people are saying that they're upset, but it's like, you say you're upset, but you're engaging with the content in a way that tells me that you are very excited.
Yeah. I mean, I've always said part of Drag Race is that you dislike Drag Race, that you are upset with Drag Race. You know, it's part of what we do here with these podcasts. Do
you think Ru is a bit of a like sadist and she's like enjoying ticking us off?
Yes.
Yeah. I kind of love that.
I think Ru always enjoys it and doesn't give a fuck and can never give a fuck. I mean, she would see 1/100th of it. Like, she wouldn't see any of it.
Well, she doesn't read the comment section, famously. And that's her advice to everyone else.
Yeah, whatever anyone ever thinks of you is none of your business.
Yes.
Which is
honestly,
good advice.
Like,
great advice.
Fantastic advice.
Yeah, really good advice.
So let's recap. So the Queen Hong millennia of it all. Mm-hmm. Nelly girl. So shit went down on the show, which we will talk about during the recap. And then Nelly, when the really shit hit the fan was when Nelly went on Instagram Live. Never a good idea. While a show is airing, I think they should actually ban lives.
That should be part of your NDA.
It should be just like, do not go on live.
Just breathe through it.
It might even be. Who knows?
Yeah.
I feel like she broke the NDA. Is that what happened? I've seen that thrown around. I don't know who the fuck to
She's
believe.
certainly like given a specific kind of context that has fanned a flame.
Yes.
In the the fandom that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I've seen the clip. She basically says that she's not afraid to use the B word, bully.
Okay.
She says that Queen Kong bullied her, which I'm like, honey.
Okay. Okay.
Honey. She says that. And then she also alludes to, she says that she asked production to disqualify Queen because of said bullying. And then she goes as far to suggest that there was unaired physical intimidation or something also involving Alyssa, which was not aired, which Alyssa has impeccably, because she's a fucking professional, stayed the fuck out of.
She's like,
so well done.
No thank you and good night.
I think she's winning this season now because of this.
I think it is 100% Alyssa's to lose. Yeah, which is so crazy when you base it on any kind of track record, which clearly you can't, but it is a wild thing because
Kitty's been so unpopular, and then Kween and Nelly are going at it. So I feel like it's like a Stephen Bradbury situation.
Yep.
And Alyssa's going to win. Not that she needs the others to stumble to win, because she had a good chance anyway. Sure. Let's be honest. And then that'll be the irony. All the fans will be so mad because it's the thing that the rigatory is that Alyssa's the most famous one there, and of course she's going to win. And then it's like, I honestly think that's going to happen because of the fans.
100%, because they are in control at this point. Not in control, but they have a huge impact at this point of the competition before we're announcing the winner.
Because Ru might not read the comment section, but World of Fucking Wonder certainly
fucking
are.
They do. Fucking A. And Nelenia's fans have mobilised, it would seem. I don't get it. It's like run like wildfire.
I don't actually get it. Like, sure, like, and you know, we've been podcasting this season. I found her so fun.
Yeah.
Because I thought this naive me, I thought we were all kind of in on the joke, right?
100%.
That Nelly is like a little bit shit, but in a way like that we love her.
Yeah.
And she's a little bit like, I don't know, daggy or something.
I was just totally getting like Italian nerd.
Yes.
And Italians are in their own fucking world and they don't even know what's going outside in the real world. And so that's what I sort of loved about her, that she's like, my daddy is
But I thought she was in on the joke, but it turns out she wasn't, and she's actually incredibly sensitive to the point where she's like very seriously making these accusations.
Also, or has she gotten upset post-show? Like down the track with all the year of rumination that goes on, has she just gone, actually, I don't feel good about that now?
I think that, guys, the crown situation is live.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are you sounding off like this when the winner has not been chosen yet? Are you stupid? Shut your mouth. If you want to win, like, I honestly, any chance she had, especially if you break an NDA, you are not winning the show. Like, and that's why that's why they film multiple endings.
For
this fucking reason. But also, I think the elephant in the room that no one is talking about is Nelly is a white person accusing a person of color of being violent, and no one seems to think that there's a problem with that.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah. But I think that kind of idea, it's within our language here in inner Melbourne. Do you know what I mean?
True.
But that notionally is just not a thing.
I think the dynamic that I'm reading online is like, because Nelenia is from a non-English speaking season of the show, therefore they're like somehow always going to be the victim. And I'm like, sorry? Who cares?
Yeah.
They're all people that have been on a show and now they're on a like, I'm just like, it's to a certain extent it is an even playing field. Like, yes, extent. I get the whole I get everyone freaking out about Ru knows the people. That I'm with. But like the thing of it being like there's people that like have English as a first language, I'm kind of like, I don't know, like I'm now starting to think that it's kind of being, the bandwagon is, the wheels are falling off for me.
I mean, certainly earlier in the season, I think we acknowledged that, like, you know, okay, I hope that, you know, people who don't speak English as their first language, there is that kind of acknowledgement and all that sort of stuff. But that has, for me personally, watching the show, has become less and less of an issue. So it's interesting now at this juncture that it's sort of like, And
even this week, like, them all being like, like Kitty being like, I think we have to lean into our stereotypes. I'm like, yes.
Rule Britannia.
Yeah, because Ru and Michelle love to tell us that they're very cultured people. But they're so not.
They're so
the way cultured. They were confused about Tessa being like Swiss German.
I love
they
it.
Are so confused about it. They're like, what?
And then Tessa's just being like, it's okay. Like, it's all right.
Tessa's just like, I cannot be fucked with these people.
I cannot explain to you how Europe works.
Anyway, I mean, look, we'll get stuck into it more throughout the ep, but I just thought we had to just rip the Band-Aid off.
It's a wild thing to just sort of like see
I am
online.
Living for it, because you know I love a messy fan base losing at each other. There's people so like messy. Reporting people online, and it's wild.
It is wild.
And I say to those people, pick up a newspaper, go and see what's fucking happening right now.
Right now
in the world around you, and get a fucking grip.
Yeah. Yeah, which is crazy because reality TV is so much fun when people don't
It's
have a
so
group. And like you have to go so far to be like people going
But
like,
if these guys channeled that energy into like actual political activism, we could change the world.
I know. There'd be no more drag. There'd be no more drag fucking bands. There'd be no more like
no more fucking war.
It's true. It's true. I'd be scared shitless of a gay army.
Oh, and amongst all this, we also got the Drag Race Down Under season 4, much anticipated Meet the Queens. Oh my God, Jane.
I was thrilled. I'm thrilled.
Cat's out of the bag.
Cat's out of the bag. Possibly some of the worst secret, secret holding in Australian history. But, look, we've been waiting a really long time.
Normally it's a quick turnaround. Normally it's like they film in Feb and then we get it in June, July.
Yeah, something like that. So this is a late start to this season, but I'm thrilled. Firstly, Michelle Visage in that promo shot.
In a bodysuit.
She looked fucking phenomenal.
I loved all the comments. People are like, wow, she's tucked.
She's so tucked.
Really well tucked.
She put that meaty tuck.
It's boom, a meaty tuck.
Boom, boom, boom. But yeah, it was very exciting. I obviously you and I are going to be thrilled for Lazy's inclusion. Lazy Susan.
So team Lazy already. It's not even funny.
It's embarrassing how team Lazy I am. I'm just already like, I want to see. And there's some fantastic queens in there. It looks really fun.
Cool mix. I'm a little bit like WTF about having another American queen like last season. Yeah. It's like Hollywood all over again. I'm like, what? You can't find someone from Brisbane that's like not American?
Yeah. And you can't find from anyone from Perth, period.
Yeah. I feel like Perth is like in the naughty corner after who shall not be named.
Not be named ever again.
But yeah, fun little thing. I've seen mixed stuff online. Like half of the fans are like, oh, they've kind of like upped the production value a little bit. Like only a little bit.
Yeah.
But still like people being quite complimentary about, oh, it looks fun, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
This is the first time they've ever done like a little vid as well as the Meet the Queens. They've done quite a bit of content. I mean, it still looks a bit shit. And then that's the thing. And then you see the other half of the fans that are like, oh, it's the same shit again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, whatever.
I've noticed with the fans, and this is the other insanely boring thing about modern life, is that they're very fixated on like the engagement and how many likes things get and how much views things get and how embarrassing that is and how not embarrassing that is. And I look like they've barely done anything and like the Stan accounts only got this many likes. And I find that just...
They track it. There are people tracking.
It's wild.
It's actually fucking sad. There's people that are tracking like all of the queens, like how many followers they have before the show, after the show, every episode. I'm like, who cares?
What job can you use your skills for?
Again, get into political activism. I want to see you organise a worthwhile cause.
Data is king. Get those jobs, queers. Jeez.
It's kind of wild.
It is kind of wild.
But look, it's really fun. Very excited about it. And for the first time ever, both you and I will be covering this season on our respective podcasts.
I gotta get cracking. I gotta book some people in.
I've got a few. I'm having some chats.
I'm having some nibbles, you know, but like I literally was just too overwhelmed, you know, like, and I was like, when is the announcement? And they're like, by the way, it's November 1st. And I'm just like, oh, what? I'm sorry. What did you say?
November 1. And then that means that we'll be podcasting like right up until Christmas, which I'm like, thanks, fucking wow. But anyway.
You know, but we should save an episode for both of us.
Yeah, we should. Maybe we'll come together at the end or something. We'll see how we go.
I'll see if I can fit you in.
What? Yeah. Got a very tight schedule, Jane.
I don't know. With my 0 bookings so far.
Yeah. Oh, so shall we get into episode 9?
Oh my God.
Reunited Nations Makeover, which low-hanging fruit should have been Reunited, but anyway.
Okay, whatever.
I think Kitty even points that out at some point. So, backstage after the elimination, we've just said bye to Thea.
Can you believe it?
I know.
She shouldn't be out of the competition. Like,
I mean,
in some ways.
I still maintain that I think Thea is a talented artist, but not a good TV character.
Yeah, you're true. Yeah, true.
So I'm like, I get it. Whereas like Tessa T is giving us confessionals that are 100% funny.
Tessa has won this season.
But their in confessional was literally like, so today we are doing the challenge.
That is true.
On my season, I did not do very good. And it's like, okay, girl, like, where
you're
are the
just too
jobs?
nice.
Like, do you know what I mean?
You're
She's
just too nice.
She's just like a lovely person.
It's like,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like, are you up to date with UK?
No, not quite, but I'm loving it.
I won't say anything, but there is a villain emerging. Not even emerging. There's a villain.
Great.
And it's like, honestly, it's so good.
Gimme.
Yeah.
As long as they're in control a little bit of it, you know, like the villainous.
Oh, this bitch knows exactly what she's doing.
Then I'm into it.
It's like plain Jane levels of like,
oh, great.
I am here to get the screen time.
Fantastic.
And it's working.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Vanity is emotional about the lip sync that she won. It was Celine. I love she sent a Canadian home to a Celine song. It's like, oh, take her passport back.
Yeah.
And she said she did it for her mum, who was a big Celine fan. Which I was like, oh, okay. Nelly and Alyssa fuck around, and they get all. This is when Alyssa gets all dance mums.
Oh my
God.
God.
No, she's like, you think you can point your toe and crack that leg and jeté or whatever, and they start doing like a pointy leg or like a splits off or something. That was so funny.
I wish there was just a camera following Alyssa almost all the time.
Yeah.
Just any response she has. It's just, I love it when she's like getting herself together, like maintaining her poise. Like something gets thrown at her and she maintains her poise. When you see her do that, it's like
It's
stunning.
so good. I think she's sailing to the finish line with her head held high.
Yeah.
Because it's like everyone else is being messy. Nelenia calls Alyssa my granny. She's like, oh, you can be my granny. And Alyssa's like, not the granny. To which I say, I see you, Nelly. That's a very bully type thing to say.
Well, I mean, she has been accused of being shady by Alyssa, which is really funny. So
She
that's
is.
why I was like, isn't she shady and fun and they're all getting along?
Well, it's the whole thing, isn't it? It's like, it's all fun and games until someone decides that it's not.
Yeah.
And I believe that the person who has done that in this situation is Nelly.
Yeah, I think
like,
so.
really?
Yeah.
Kick the toys out of the cot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, anyway, I'm jumping ahead. It's a new day in the workroom.
Hello.
They're all gagged that this is the top 6.
Mm-hmm.
And so are we at home, I think.
Yeah, it's a very confusing top 6. Like, I don't know why exactly. It just doesn't quite sit right with me.
I think from the lineup at the start, not who I thought it would be.
Nah. You know, some of the people I thought would be there, but then, like, obviously the Alyssa and the Queen Kongs of the world, I was like, they'll be there.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, okay, I guess, you know.
I guess for me at this point, it was a really Vanity being there that I think I was most shocked about. Mainly because, like, I think she's good, but she just, like, was being a bit of a wet blanket. Like, I'm in my head.
Yeah.
Which normally that gets you sent home.
Yeah, that they're like, no, honey, this is All Stars, you know, kind of like, come on, buttercup. But yeah, no, it was, we weren't quite getting that story from Vanity, but I love Vanity. You know?
I do too. She actually, like, solid.
Yeah,
appreciate it. And she actually gave fun confessionals too.
Yeah.
Rue Mail hints at maybe makeovers, and then it also hints at something like it's like, oh, with your exes. And I was like, ooh. And then they're all like, oh my God, are they bringing out our ex-boyfriends?
If only.
Imagine.
Oh, a salty ex-boyfriend.
That would actually be so slay.
I would live for that.
Yeah.
So good.
And then hello. RuPaul enters the workroom. And they do a mini challenge called
this was cute.
Who Is She? I do love this one. So this is always good to ruffle feathers.
Yep. And it's a bit of a laugh. You can see the people who can take a joke.
Yeah.
You see the people who are like easily like the deck of cards falls down.
Yeah. Do you think this mini challenge had something to do with the growing tensions between our girlies?
I don't know that it would have helped.
Yeah.
Because there's certain things that, like, you know, when you're in a vulnerable state, you're vulnerable when you're a performer. You know, it's all out there, and then it's all fun and games, and then someone will say just one little thing,
Yeah,
and you'll be like,
yeah. Yeah, like a group of people voting you the shittest or whatever.
Yes, I guess that would maybe get in your
It's like
head. I don't know.
not very cleverly disguised production technique. Anyway, so I love this. So they do the quiz. You have to vote with the majority to win a point. The first is who's most likely to steal your boyfriend.
So good.
Which I was like, wow, we're really starting with that.
Yeah.
Which Nelania gets.
That's hilarious.
So I was like, okay. Kitty is voted the funniest. Alyssa is voted the prettiest, and she voted for herself, which was so good.
Oh, I loved it. Yeah.
Tessa T is messiest. Nelly and Queen are both tied for shadiest.
I love this.
Which is like, I think this is like perfect. Like, yeah, it's like choose your side kind of thing. Tessa T gets voted who's going home next, which I'm like, that one's rough. Yeah, she's like got thick skin though. Our Tessa T.
Tessa has the best attitude of the season.
Like, I think if anyone's got a bullying claim, it's Tessa.
Tessa cops it for that dress, you know,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
just generally her attitude, the testicle thing. Like, it's just
She's tough,
and she's just like, you know what? Great.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, yeah, you fucking just.
Yeah. They literally like didn't even know like where she was from.
She's like
till episode 10.
They're like, Swiss, what's Swiss
like,
German mean?
What? They're like, hang on, you're not German?
Oh, that's fucking funny.
Why are you dressed as a cow? Oh my God. And Queen Kong wins a $2,500 cash prize, which
Thank
I'm
you
like,
very much.
the cash tippage on this show is like actually quite impressive.
Yeah, the US dollars. Love it.
Yeah, USD. Give me that. Maxi Challenge is making over the eliminated queens. They've never done this before, right? Oh, not to my knowledge. I think it's great.
I love it.
Love it.
I feel like they might have done it before, but I love it.
Oh, really? I can't remember.
But then, like, I don't know.
It feels correct because it's, for some of these girls, it's like a really big deal that they're on this show.
Yeah.
Because it's like a whole new audience for them and everything. So to give them more screen time in this way, and then next week we're going to get the lip sync SmackDown as well. I think
100%.
that's a really nice way of them being like, you can still be included in the show.
The showcase and the showcase element. They've actually done that showcase element quite well this season on Global, because sometimes it was like too much showcase to the point where
And
you're
not
like,
enough sending people home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this has been quite good for that. I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As the winner, Queen gets to pick her partner first and then pair up everyone else. And I think she did this incredibly congenially.
Absolutely.
Because up until this point, she's still in mother auntie mode. So Queen picked Soa, which I was like, great choice.
Great choice.
And like the obvious choice. She's, you know, a couple of weeks ago gave Soa makeup advice that Ru and Michelle said they appreciated. So of course you're going to pick her. Alyssa gets put with Eva, which I was like, that makes sense because they're both sort of pageant vibes.
Very beautiful. Both very beautiful.
Yeah. Kitty with Miranda.
Yep.
I was like, okay, which this is quite funny.
Yeah.
I genuinely think these two fucking hate each other.
That is hilarious.
Don't you think? Like there was some awkward, like I think they were trying to be funny, but I don't think they were enjoying working with each other.
I think everything that Miranda said was true.
Yeah.
I think every single thing that she said, she meant and meant hard.
Totally.
Yeah. Like, so.
Miranda's, she seemed a bit salty.
Do you think Kitty's liked amongst the cast?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No, because
Not
she keeps...
hated, but not liked.
I think she is being very cocky. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's benefiting from this whole you've already met RuPaul thing, but she's doing 100%. It in like a kind of cunty, entitled way.
Yeah.
Whereas I think Alyssa and Queen are like masking it a little bit better.
Yeah, and I think they're just showing it as well. Like, you know, they're demonstrating.
Yeah.
They are demonstrating with the
Yeah.
Well, I have questioned whether Kitty has demonstrated that much this season that she should be in that top 4. Like every week, I just like she goes onto the runway.
Some
and
of the looks have been, I'm sorry, like consistently shithouse.
So boring.
Really average looks throughout.
Yeah, you are not a Marilyn Monroe bombshell. So
Yeah, very funny. Princess Di, great.
great.
Whatever else, great.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah.
The looks girl.
No, not up to standard.
Have you seen the pics of her currently?
No.
Oh, girls on the Ozempic. Like it's...
Oh, no.
She looks like a chub.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Has she got the Ozempic face?
Yep.
Ozempic. This will be the era of Ozempic. That's how this era will be. I'll be like, I remember when everyone was on Ozempic.
yeah. Before they put it in the water. In 2030. Oh my God. Anyway, we digress. So Nelly gets put with Pythia, which I'm like, that is such a cunt like pairing.
Yeah.
Like I was immediately like, these two are going to win. Because I was like, that is just fantastic. And they're mates. And they're both like fashion girlies.
Yep.
Both creative. Fantastic. Tessa gets put with Athena, which I was like, oh, that's right. Athena.
Yeah.
Hey, girl.
I
She
love
was
Athena.
looking very cute. She
Athena
grew a
looked
beard in that
Oh,
time.
no, the beard. I was like, honey stuff.
She was looking really hot.
Yeah, it was good.
Very like Namcore in this look.
So hardcore. But also just
Yeah.
all of them that had just been eliminated. It's just some queens have had some sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm jealous. Like, if I was one of the queens there, I'd be like, oh my God, these queens have just been like hanging out in like the suite.
Yeah. That's right.
In Bogota. Just like hanging out by the pool.
I hope so.
Lovely. Yeah, I hope they like let them loose.
Yeah, live your life.
Oh my God. Gala gets put with Vanity.
Which is funny.
Yeah, this was like, okay. They're happy though. They were happy. Everyone was happy.
Galavaro's like a really good sport, I
Yes.
think. And like, she's just like, look, I'm just here. I know. I think she's like, I know I'm fierce. You know, she's just kind of doing it.
Gala Varo has been doing some hilarious content
Yeah.
recently. Have you seen any of
no.
it? Like, and being shady about to RuPaul.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Like really funny stuff. Like, like she did a post the other day. She's like, when you're walking out to the stage, but you should have just said burrito.
That is.
And I'm like, girl, this
I
is
know.
so good.
I mean, he should have been like nachos.
Yeah. And then like all of the other like ESL queens are like writing on the comments being like, yeah, like this.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Like Pythia's like, yeah, I should have just said tzatziki like every week and I would have won. It's like, yes.
I kind of.
It's actually...
And for poor Pythia, she's
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
okay, I'm like this artful queen, and they're just like, no, tzatziki. Can you say spanakopita? That spanakopita look will live on in history.
That
but,
was so fucking slay.
Yeah.
I still maintain that this season is like the Epcot of Drag Race. Like what Walt Disney is to Epcot. Like RuPaul is to this fucking show.
Yeah.
Because it's like, in theory, an international show is like fantastic. But then it's just being watered down, like stereotype driven. The fact that margarita pizza is still happening.
I know. It is crazy. And I guess that's true because, you know, you make things broader and so the content's going to be broader. You hone in things to one country, they're going to be more particular to that country. It's pretty simple, isn't it? Like
so American.
Yeah, it's
but it's also
so
like,
American.
But it's like, what a missed opportunity. Like this could have been a really good time for them to like actually teach some like basic white gays about like the world, but no. Instead, we get margarita fucking pizza.
You know, it'd be so nice if like one of the things, and I don't know if they could save this for a finale or whatever. Is like if we just got a more of a sense of what their life is like at home. Like if there was a bit of like. Like if it's used like, you know, just them in their club in Brazil.
They do that in Dragula really well.
Which is really
in the
good.
finale ep, they send them home.
Yeah.
Like Project Runway style. They send them home.
Yeah.
And then they get to like work with their community to like build their final looks. And then they come back to LA and they document it. So you get to see them like back in Chicago or whatever. Like working with their peeps. I don't know if they always do that, but they have done it.
Yeah, I just think it would make people who don't live in such a global world go, on.
Yeah.
You know, like, like these are people who live in other countries.
Yeah.
Americans aren't always great at that.
Never, like famously so.
No. Just
Yeah.
like, except the ones that travel. God bless them.
Yeah. We do love that. All right, so the couples reunite. Queen is like, Ru's gonna gag at our Beyonce level makeup.
Yep, sure.
And I'm like, okay. They're going for black excellence, which I'm like, great.
I think that's just been the theme for her this season as well. It's just mining the culture and like showing who she is, you know. So that it just makes sense.
Yeah. Alyssa tells Eva that they're doing bees.
Alyssa tells Eva, and Eva's like, okay.
She's like, we're doing bees. I was like,
Zip, zip. You know, I would be like, I'm in your hands, Alyssa Edwards. I'm sure the costume costs $50,000. You know, like whatever you reckon.
It was a very Manila Luzon style look, wasn't it?
It was so Manila.
Yellow and black.
It was. I was like, what? You know, like it was confusing.
Yeah. Athena apologizes for saying that Tessa's pink dress was hideous, which I was like, I totally forgot about that because it was like week 1.
Oh, but how sweet.
Yeah, I was kind of like, okay. And then I didn't realize that they had a bit of unresolved tension. But then, yeah.
I think Tessa, but wasn't Tessa really cool? She's like, it was ugly.
Tessa is MVP for me in terms of like, just being like, bitch, it was ugly.
And didn't we see that hot photo of her in a suit
the
the other day?
Oh my God, at the like Zurich Film Festival.
I was like,
bitch, she's so hot.
Beautiful. I was like, okay.
And the attitude is correct.
Love.
Kitty is going classic Kitty. It's like a Britney Spears, like pop girly look. Like it's very cutesy and pink. And I'm like, okay, show us something. I thought this was like the makeover is the opportunity to like do something else.
Totally.
She just did her normal bag of tricks.
Yeah, you can do your bag of trips if you do it impeccably well. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, otherwise you wanted to have a concept and it's through the lens of your vision. Yeah. You know, like, so I don't know.
Then there's a really cunty moment between these two, Kitty and Miranda.
I love
they don't have any vibe. Like, I know they're like hamming it up, but I reckon underneath all that, they were believing everything they were saying. But she goes to Miranda, oh, have you ever done like a cute look before?
So rude.
I was like, whoa. Yeah.
And Miranda should have been like, have you ever done an interesting look before?
Yeah, true.
You know? Wow.
Ru enters the workroom with Raven, who is thinner and darker than last time we saw her.
I love how her head is just like balancing on her torso at this point. I mean, she looked great. I love the way she looks. She looks like a freak. But like, you know, like I'm just like, and when she was doing that sort of pose, like with the middle, like where she was just like, I was like, are you okay?
Yeah.
She's going to fall over.
Oh, yeah. She's on the Ozempic for sure. Queen and Soa ask for tips from Red. I thought this was very, like I've been saying it throughout the pod, like Queen is being pretty kiss-ass this season because she wants it bad.
Totally.
And I'm not mad about it. I think being kiss-ass is kind of how you have to play it.
A little bit.
But she's like, Raven, like what would be a makeup tip that you give us? And I'm like, okay. This felt very like when you're in school and you want to, you want to like do well.
Yeah.
And so you literally just ask the teacher like.
Something you already know.
Yeah. Yep. That or like, what do you think I should do?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And the teacher's like, well, I can't just tell you what to do.
Yeah. But I guess if you're going to ask anyone, it's going to be Raven. Do
True,
you know what I mean? Like
Raven was a bit like, oh, shit, I've got to actually like get to work now. But then she gave them like good tips and I was like, well played.
And and also I think like with Queen, RuPaul is probably one of the biggest inspirations in terms of mug.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
yeah. It's that like...
Yeah. The wings,
height,
the height and the big and like so it kind of makes sense. But she's doing all the things.
I don't know anything about makeup, but Raven is fucking just
phenomenal
up there, right? Like
I think so. Yeah.
Hasn't she got her own show? Like
painted with Raven.
Yeah, I've not seen it, but there seems to be like lots of seasons of it. So
she's great.
She's makeup girly. Tessa and Athena get their time with Rue and Raven, and Rue gets deep with Tessa and actually sort of gives her some flowers. She's like, she like says, your drag is valid and I see you and you're great. And I was like, oh my God, like I actually got a bit like, huh.
Well, that's the reason why she's stuck around. They can see that charisma. It's so fucking great in this show to, you know, despite all the hurdles that can like appear in front of you with Drag Race, when someone's personality just breaks through like this, it's so special because you're just like, yes, because despite any of it, like budget and like whether or not you can speak English or whether they even know what country you're fucking from, like you know, like
she's just there. She's just happy to be there. Yeah, and I think a big part of it is probably because she's the only one there that wasn't a finalist, if I'm not mistaken. So it's kind of like she's got nothing to lose. She's already improved her track record from last time. Great attitude. Whereas I think the rest of them are, they're all defending their titles, hence the like anxiety. Yep.
The intensity.
Yeah. Kitty and Miranda have no fucking vibe together. Still, they talk to Rue. I can't remember what happened, but Rue can even see that they're not getting on. Nelly reminds Rue that she hasn't won yet.
Very smart.
Which I was like,
very
okay.
Smart.
She's like, you know, maybe this week I win challenge and go to ball. Oh my God. And before they leave, Rue reveals that they also have to do some choreo, which they throw this in every now and then.
I love that.
And it's like not really choreo. It's like they just have to like do a runway presentation. Yeah. Which I'm like, wouldn't you do that anyway?
I think they were all just prepared for it. They're probably going to throw something else. As long as it's not a full dance, they're probably like, it's fine. You know, when it's a full thing that you have to do on top of the makeover, that's crazy.
All right, it's Mirror Talk, Real Talk, which is actually just kind of them doing the makeover.
Basically.
Gala looks like trash. I'm sorry. Like this, I just could not believe it because she's so beautiful. You've got the most perfect canvas. How do you fuck that up?
I mean, putting makeup on other people is hard.
Yeah. I don't think Vanity has much experience doing that. Maybe
I don't know. I think even the ones who are like, I've got heaps of experience putting makeup on can struggle. So like, but I guess like you'd want to be like less is more with Galavaro. Like,
totally,
right?
She doesn't need that much.
Like, just put some fucking lip gloss on
it. Soa is like living for her makeover.
Soa is incredible.
Yeah, Queen does a great job.
Yeah.
Miranda is just reading Kitty for filth. Still
loving it.
Yeah. And then we get to the main stage with Diane Brill, who I was not familiar with, but by the end of this episode, I was obsessed.
I was like, she's giving me extreme icon energy.
Yeah. I was like, who is this woman? I felt like an idiot for not knowing who she was. Do you know what I mean?
Like I was like, oh.
I was like, she's fun.
Yeah, I digged. Yeah. This runway, drag family resemblance. Let's get into it because the makeover is one of the best of the season, isn't it? You know, and
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not my favorite challenge. This one I liked because they brought back the girls, but like when it's like makeover these like
allies,
these allies or these firemen or these fucking war vets, I'm like, I hate that one so much. Yeah,
the war
truly.
But the one where he's like, I killed Judy Garland. That
was amazing.
That's one of the greatest. That man.
There's been some iconic moments. For that. And we had the birth of the other Lazy Susan.
Yeah, the other Lazy Susan. And what about when the gayest of gay person comes on and they're just like all about it to the point where you're bursting out of your skin. We do enjoy that as well. But let's take a look at this. So we've got Queen Kong and Pranine Kong, I think it was.
Pranini? It was like princess.
Oh, Pranine.
Yeah.
So that's Soa. So they did early 90s.
I can't believe they had to give them names. It's like they're already... That was weird.
I know.
It should have just been Queen Kong and...
Yeah.
Soa Demuse.
They're not joining the family.
Yeah, that was...
They're not joining your drag family.
I wasn't into giving them a name.
Yeah.
Kind of offensive to those queens.
Because it kind of... Well, it's also like you do that for someone who's not a drag
Yeah, exactly.
Because then you anoint them.
Yeah.
It was very weird. I kept going, oh, it's annoying.
And they should have even adapted the challenge and been like, you've got to merge your style with their style. That I would have loved that.
1,000,000%.
And
1 million.
But then it would have been a new challenge. But they did the same thing.
That's so true.
I
Like,
don't know.
why don't they
I
do
kind of
that?
thought that's what they were going to do. And then it was
Yeah.
the same family resemblance challenge. Michelle fucking Visage said the same fucking thing. She says every season, there was no resemblance.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you kidding
Even
me?
when they is. But
Sorry,
did they do that kind of recently in the All Stars? Was
Always.
That
Every single season, Jane.
No, the makeover where they actually tried to merge the two styles a bit more.
Oh, did they?
Or was it that just? I'm just remembering Gottmik and Nina
Oh,
West.
that was the one where they had the suitcases.
Yes,
That was a design challenge, yeah.
That was
And
the
they were like in
suitcases.
teams.
Was that
weren't
the
they?
suitcase one?
Oh, no, they swapped.
No,
They
that
weren't in teams.
no, that was
Anyway.
this season. What is?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
No, they did the suitcase thing.
Why
This
sounds like
season.
last week?
That was like 10 minutes ago. Anyway,
Fuck.
Queen Kong and Soa. Let's look at this. So
Yeah.
early 90s R&B diva look in platinum blonde, black long gowns, the gold ruffle sleeves and the long gloves. The face was beat. I mean, the
Beat.
faces
Yeah.
looked amazing. They look like sisters. And I liked how the differences were uniform. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like one would have like the sort of like the sort of bust thing, and there were nice little sweet
Yeah.
differences, but they were all uniform. They look like they're out of a George Michael video clip
Yeah.
from 1993.
It
Like
was hot.
they looked fantastic.
They looked really good at playing to Queen's strengths.
This is
she,
what
she
she
loves.
does.
She loves a shoulder pad. She loves a big shoulder and a gold
Yeah.
look. Love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just look like the singers in an early 90s like techno track that like you hear every
Yeah.
weekend.
I thought she was definitely up there.
Oh, it was brilliant. It was
Yeah.
an absolute huge week for Queen Kong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alyssa Edwards and Ava Edwards, who's Eva.
Oh my God.
Eva La Queen. So they did the yellow and black bumblebee sister look, the mod cut mini dress, the panelled shapes, the feathered boas, the wigs, the stingers. Now, everything about it was balanced and correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was there was something about it. I think I'm worried with Alyssa where I'm like, they're just great costumes, and sometimes it just there's nothing else
Yes.
with this. You
Yeah.
know, like they're fat. You can't say these aren't great.
No,
costumes.
they are great, but you just lost me at B. Sorry,
Yeah.
like I just
Like,
I
what does that
don't-
mean?
What does that mean? What? Why you a B? Like it's
Yeah.
kind of funny because it's Alyssa, but it's
It's
this
like you're
was
the
not for me.
queen bee. Yeah, like, and that's the
Yeah,
thing.
it's a polished B, but it's still a fucking B.
and Alyssa is always up against herself, isn't she? Because
Yeah.
she's come up with some truly phenomenal looks
And
this
the
season.
wigs are just on steroids.
On steroids wigs. I loved Eva La Queen's wig with the actual,
Oh yeah, that was
like,
cool.
stingers.
Yeah, that was cool.
It looked perfectly balanced, but I don't think it quite tells the story of the Alyssa Edwards family.
Yeah, and like the makeup was fine, but I think that Eva, there was some of these where the Queen paints themselves better.
Yep.
And I think Eva was one of those.
Eva's so good.
I actually think Soa was probably the only one that it's an improvement from her. And again, like that's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah,
But I think the rest of them looked a bit shitter than they would if they'd painted their own face.
Yeah, no, that's that. Yeah, maybe. I mean, Ava Alyssa is probably close. You know,
Yeah,
like,
she was still. Yeah, she looked similar to how she normally paints.
But
anyway.
I know, I do know what you're saying.
But
yeah.
yeah.
So we had Kitty Scott Claus and Puppy Scott Paws, which but that was a great name,
Yeah.
like, you know, for Miranda. So this is Valley of the Dolls, 60s fur trimmed 90 look in opposing pastels.
Fucking hated
That's
this so much.
But that's all it is. It's like nothing. It's not
She
anything.
should have been red for filthiness. I know she got some crits, but like they were still pretty nice.
I feel like there's at least 4 runways
Yeah.
that they should have said, this is
There
not
was some
good enough.
moo-moo, yeah.
Okay.
But like every makeover challenge, there's someone that does this, like a sack dress thing. Because I get like you don't know
No,
who you're
who's-
going to make over, so you make
Sure.
something that you can kind of like
Sure.
seam in or out if you have
Yeah.
to. But like that was just like a sack.
It's annoying as well because that kind of look is actually great. It references stuff that's really fun and
It was a bit
cool.
fembot or
But
something.
it just doesn't
the
like.
90.
But it's just in this context, it's just like simply not enough. And I don't know who you think you are.
And what
Who
were
are
those-
you, Kitty?
And the little sleep eye things, were they like Muppet eyes or
don't
something?
know. I couldn't
really
get a
didn't.
read on
They
it.
looked like they were from Tullamarine airport, like fucking like from the duty free. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you're like, it's 3 a.m. I'm just gonna buy this.
I'm gonna buy these hideous like
No,
they were not okay.
No, I was not happy with this. Nelania and Zirconia, so that's Pythia. Or Pythia. They have fucked my head now.
It's because Kitty has been like, Pythia.
And then I heard a couple of other people sort of like have said it as well. And I'm like, no, it's Pythia. But then I go to say it and I'm saying that I almost say the wrong thing now.
Blame the British, as I do for everything.
Full length long sleeves, showgirl moon sister in white and blue. The feathered capes, the moon headpiece. It was elegant and camp and very Italian. And then there was a lot of fringe for the movement, which I thought was good.
Stunning looks.
Oh my
These
God.
looks were so beautiful.
Oh my God.
I loved it. It was very Sailor Moon adjacent, which is Nelenia's brand.
100%.
But it was also like a yin and yang kind of thing.
Yeah.
I love that's how you do it. You have to just do like the same thing but like a different color, or else Michelle will
lose her shit.
She's
like, I can't see what you're doing. You're like, you can't. There's an actual.
Honestly though, and this is where I'm going to out myself as Team Kong, but I honestly thought that Pythia's makeup was terrible.
I agree.
She looked because she paints herself.
And she's amazing.
Like, incredible. But it was something like the cheeks were too bare. And then so
her
chin was exposed and she actually just looked like a boy. And I'm sorry, that's a fucking fact.
Yeah. No,
Did Queen point that out in an absolutely rude as fuck way? Yes.
Yeah.
But that is absolutely fact. And I'm not going to lie, I was really shocked that they won because of that. I thought the looks were great, but it's like, but you packed those like...
Yeah.
The thing you did on the day was the makeup.
Yeah.
And this is really a makeup challenge.
Yes.
So I thought that was a bit of a cop out.
I agree. Like I felt that she looked really not good.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's also because she always looks amazing.
Well, that's the thing. In that Spanakopita look, for example, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
One of the best things I've seen ever on the show.
Yeah.
So then to go from that to, but I guess maybe they're just judging Nelly's look and then like a little bit of how she did I don't know.
It's supposed to be a drag family resemblance. Like, you know, like it's supposed to.
They just wanted to give her a win.
Nelania said, I haven't got a win. And they went,
oh, yeah,
they
were like,
right.
oh, true, yeah.
True, I suppose.
We don't want to be accused of favoritism.
Oh, my God.
By these masses.
Yeah, but I do have to agree. I was struck by the makeup. Like I went,
it was, it was like, well, not good.
Yeah.
And she's done, because Nelenia has put out, you know how they always do like pics of the looks later on for the gram.
Yep.
And she did it with like another queen in Italy. And it looks so good because they've actually taken some time with the makeup. And it's like, and then seeing that, I was like, you're just showing us what it could have been. And you're highlighting to me even more how much it was not good makeup.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful, intricate costumes. Not the makeup. But I love Nelania. Love her.
I fucking love her. Like this is what's driving me nuts about this
whole
beef
thing.
is it's just like I really love them both.
I know. Tessa Testicle and Athena Breasticle for Athena. So this is the black and white opposing costumes that are like in pleather.
I forgot about this. This was not good.
What I thought they did do well was the story. So Tessa is like Dr. Frankenstein in a hot slut black number with white apron, and Athena was her creation. It was a bit messy.
But that's Tessa's brand.
But I loved the black hair pieces. I thought the faces were stunning.
Athena's. So this was another one where I thought Athena's face was like better than. I know we barely saw her on the show, but like I really liked this makeup. It was almost like Maddie Morphosis makeup.
It was.
I thought it was Maddie Morphosis when she came out. I was like, oh my God.
No, she looked really, really pretty. They both looked really pretty. It wasn't the outfits themselves were a bit. Yeah, they were just a bit awkward. I don't know how to explain it really. Like the black and white sort of off, you know, that was a pretty good choice, but it was like, it's a bit boring. But I thought the makeup was fantastic. And then finally, we go from fantastic makeup to not as fantastic makeup with Vanity Vane and Insanity Vane, aka Gallavaro.
Insanity Vane needs to be put down.
Insanity Vane needs to be retired.
Yeah, immediately.
So,
that's no reflection on Gallavaro, who we love, and he was so talented. But like, way to make her just look so shit.
So she did the Eurovision coded, I would say.
Yeah,
Girl group body suits, the silver lace boots with the aqua and purple knee highs, mini jackets, the black and coloured boots. I just didn't like almost any aspect of it in particular.
Almost any aspect.
But it was balanced. You know, like both looks were like, there wasn't one look that was like so much better than the other look or any of those sort of hilarious traps that they get into.
It was costumey.
Yeah,
you're right. It was very ABBA or something.
Yeah, it was very sort of like Stockholm. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's whip through these critiques because I want to get straight to Untucked. They love Nelly and Pathea.
Yeah.
Which, how can you not? I think it was, those costumes were just so beautiful
that
I
so
think it
stunning.
Must have superseded the makeup.
And they would have looked amazing on the stage.
Yeah. And they moved really beautifully in them. I think everyone was just really so mesmerized by those.
Yeah.
Soa and Kween also got really highly praised. And I think this is where it all went wrong for Kween because I think she got false hope that this one was hers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're looking at your sisters next to you and you're like,
yeah,
I can see Pathea's fucking jawline.
And
I've got this in the bag.
She objectively did a fantastic job.
Yeah,
this
I
week,
think she told herself she'd already won. And then that's why
But
anyway.
I wonder, like, now, if she's looking back going, I wonder why I thought I was going to win because I just kind of won. Like, do you know what I mean? If you think of it like that, like, I've got all of these wins on the thing. There's a chance that towards the end, even if you're the best, you might not get that win because they're trying to sort of level up the playing field a little bit as well.
Hang on. Both of her wins, she got 2 wins, right?
At least.
And she shared them both. The first week she won
with
Alyssa. They split the
Was
cash,
that week? Yeah.
And then she won the roast
with Kitty. Didn't she
so
win?
she had a solo win?
No, the first week. The first week? Because the one that she won with Alyssa was.
She also won.
She's got at least 3 wins.
She won the week of the boobies as well. Yeah, so you're right. So and that was just her.
Which was
and then
that was a weird win.
But her other 2 wins she's shared.
Yeah, which is bullshit.
Which is like
she should not have shown the roast at all.
Yeah,
she should not share that.
So that's probably getting to her as well. They act all congenial when they share wins, but you can tell that they're like not stoked.
Yeah.
Kitty and Miranda get red for being basic.
Good. I was about fucking time. Kitty has not had any crits, hardly any, and it's bullshit. She's so boring.
I thought that was fair.
Yeah.
They still said they liked it though. They were like, it's just a bit basic. I was like, oh god, like that's being very generous.
It's and also like they love you, bitch. Like, don't fall apart. Like, which is what happens as she goes into Untucked. You know, it was sort of like, okay.
Tessa got red for being not similar enough to her sister, which is Michelle's favorite thing in the world to accuse someone of.
I thought they looked pretty similar.
I thought they looked totally from the same world, but also I kind of get it, but.
It's just not the best.
I'm just so bored of that being like read. Untucked. So Kitty is spiraling because she got harsh critiques. So she's not good at handling with that, I think.
Delusion is real.
High. Yeah. And then they're all a bit like, oh, but at least, you know, they said it was basic, but they didn't say it was ugly and basic. And then Kween is just stewing in the background.
Kween looked like my auntie when she's gotten a bug up her ass and she's like waiting for the moment where she's going to unleash on every motherfucker. Yeah. And I was like, uh-oh. You know, and they were just like waiting for it.
Cannot contain herself. Yeah. And then she erupts because everyone is being fake. She's like, you're all being fake. And she goes hard on Nelly and Pathea, which I was like, ooh. Especially to go, like, Pathea's sitting there. She's come back as a guest.
Yeah.
She's not competing.
Yep.
And you're going to like read her. Like, I don't know. It just felt really abrasive, didn't it?
It was just not good sportsmanship.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
You know, and I feel like she was floating above herself a little bit in that moment.
Yeah.
Like almost like where you're just like, I've lost control. There's a million feelings. They all have a million feelings, including jealousy, including whatever. And really what you need to do in that moment is go, congratulations, girl. You could say, I kind of thought I had a chance, but like, you know, I'm kind of disappointed, but well done, girls. And you can just keep that shit to yourself, you know what I mean? And let the fan base decide who looks busted, you know. But unfortunately, she just didn't have that poise in that moment. And it's just fucking hard. It's just, she's been insanely poised.
Yes, she's been auntie this whole time.
Yeah.
And she unfortunately let loose. But I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of living for it from a entertainment perspective. I was like,
from a reality TV, I'm like, great. She's just talking. You know what I mean? Like, can we not? It's like you can't have conversations like that at all.
I think what she should have done is not said anything in Untucked and just done it as a shady confessional.
1,000,000%.
And then the crowd would have loved it. Because we all would have been like, yeah.
1,000,000.
If it was just a slightly shady, rattlesnake noise over the bit,
1,000,000%.
Oh, but Thea looks like it's your brother, not your sister.
That would have been hilarious.
And we all would have loved it.
100%.
Yeah.
And it would have been in line with what she's done all season, which is that shade in confessional.
Yeah. Alyssa is staying the fuck out of it, which was the right thing to do.
Alyssa's like, no, thank you.
Yeah. It's not her first fucking rodeo. No. She knows when the girls are girling. You just have to step back. But it was awkward. And then back on the main stage, Nelly wins the 10K and the shot of Queen's face is priceless.
She is just like, okay.
She's pissed.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. So Alyssa and Queen are safe. So the bottom two is Kitty and Vanity. So finally we get Kitty in the bottom two, which she's really shook by.
Yeah.
Tessa is shocked she's safe. Which I thought, this I think was a bit of a story motivated decision. Because I still kind of do think Tessa's look was a bit shit. And she could have.
I don't like it. I like it more than
Kitty's.
Yeah. Yep.
Kitty's was boring.
It was so boring. I would rather a swing and a miss.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a go than what is this? I'm so bored. You know.
Also, just good to see Kitty in the bottom to sweat.
Yeah.
They do next week with Queen. I think it's they gave them an opportunity to tremble in their boots a bit.
Yep.
The lip sync we get "Believe" by Cher, which is
the gayest song of all time.
Honestly. I remember where I was when I first heard that song. As a young gay child.
That really did change things, didn't it?
It radicalized me during that song. I have a full body reaction when I hear that song. It was great. Kitty did a maxi shield and she whipped out a little microphone, a little Diamante mic. I was like, oh, you've been down under.
You've seen Maxi.
You've seen our girl
Maxi does it the funniest, but I still think nothing beats
the
Maxi.
Whipping it out of a handbag that does it for me.
And there's just something. It's something about Maxi's sort of just the attitude that she brings as well. She's just like, yeah, that's right. I got a fucking microphone.
Yeah.
It's so
and
good.
the park and bark of it all. Yeah. Vanity had no chance. Kitty really went off, and I actually thought she destroyed.
I think she did win that one. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, it was a bloody exciting episode.
It was,
Yeah.
It truly took this season to a new place.
I have no idea what it was like for Queen when she went back to her hotel room that night. I'm sure she went back to her hotel room
she would have been like,
fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really,
a little bit.
Yeah. And that's so bloody hard with Drag Race.
And then in this week between these episodes, I just watched it all pop off online. Did you see Spanky even came to Queen's defense?
Good. Yeah.
Spanky did a post, a story being leave Queen alone.
Yeah.
I think people, and this is where I'm like, oh, how gross. I think there were people in Queen's DM saying horrible things. Well, of course there were. But then also Queen's family members, I believe, were getting stuff, which that is just not okay.
It's just not.
At any point.
No. Not family members.
I know
come on.
We're here talking shit, but it's we're not
they don't
harassing cast members or their families. That is not that's breaking a boundary that I think you just don't do.
Yeah. Yeah. No. It's really hard to watch someone that you genuinely care about and have watched their career. I see them have to navigate that sort of stuff. And
it's died down. I think, look, it's died down already.
Yeah. I mean, no better than Queen Kong to deal with it. I mean,
but the fact that she came out and then she put out a statement, which was very long, but it was basically, I said what I said, but also sorry. And then she kind of reminds us that she like apologizes and stuff. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. But for someone to be driven to like feel like they have to do a statement, I'm just like, oh God. I still think she probably shouldn't have done that either. Just leave it. Let the storm pass.
Yeah.
I don't think contributing to the conversation helped her.
They never like it. They always then pick it apart.
Yeah.
But
that's what happens.
That's what happens.
Moving swiftly on to episode 10. I really liked this week's episode. I actually thought it was like, I don't know, like we're back on track.
Yeah, I think it was solid. Yeah.
Yeah. It's called There's No Place Like Home. And it's the green screen challenge. And look, so this is my favorite challenge.
Yeah.
Because you get the Queen's creativity to either shine or we learn that someone doesn't have any. And it's like they have to actually write something and direct something, which I think is what I'm interested in.
Well, it is the difference between being a drag queen and being a brand global like
a performer
a full package.
Yeah.
And not everyone has that, and that's what this show shows.
Yeah.
And this challenge is awesome.
You basically have to be like a TV producer for like a few minutes.
100%. Yeah. And you have to really know what you can do and how the form works. And you start to realize that some people just don't know how TV is put together, or how they're going to put it together anyway.
Backstage after the elimination, the girls congratulate Kitty. She's like, oh, I've never been below safe before. And he says, and I'm like, okay. So once again, she's just kind of like always there to big herself up.
Like
I thought that too.
It really just does, because you think of all the fabulous sort of queens that sort of bowed out quite early, and you're like, really? Like,
I know. And in a rare moment of humility, Kitty's like, I've got a new perspective on the game. No one is safe. I'm like, classic someone saying that after they're surprised they're in the bottom. I'm like, bitch, you saw what you wore. You know what you did.
How could you think you're like always safe every week? Jesus.
Yeah. I also believe that the vibe between her and Miranda that was not cute contributed.
Probably.
Don't you think? Because you got to kind of like...
It's a relationship.
Yeah, you got to show that you're like having fun. Nelly is stoked for her win and hopefully looking forward to making it into the final four. So she's kind of like pinching herself like, oh my God, we're almost at the finale.
Yeah.
I could actually do this.
Just one more hurdle.
Yep. Important to note here that Queen Kong apologizes for her behavior in Untucked and her harsh opinions. And when this happened, I let out a huge sigh of relief, Jane.
It was a big... I was like, oh God.
I was like... fucking hell. I was like, I hope these like trolls are watching this.
Yeah. And like she came to that really quickly, because that's like, 10 seconds after, like, they're off the run.
It was literally straight away. Like they hadn't even, they haven't had a night's sleep yet.
Yeah. And she just went, you know what? I know I behaved badly.
She stood in her shit and she owned it.
Yep.
Like a seasoned
queen.
And look, like, we all lose our shit sometimes.
Yep.
So.
But her accusation of everyone being fake, I mean, kind of true. I mean, she's the only one who's being realer than real, standing there in her shitty feelings going, I'm having crappy feelings, you know.
Going, this bitch somehow managed to make Pathia look crap, which is like very hard to do. I would be, I totally see her in this moment and I totally like get it. And I've been there where you've put your foot in it so hard and then,
my God.
And then you've just wrecked it.
Oh my God.
And it's like, damn.
I did that at a work dinner one time. Like it's so
what
fucking...
What did you do?
I just hated my Kris Kringle openly, and then the person got mad at me.
No. Was it like a secret Kris Kringle?
Yeah.
And then the person outed themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, I got you that. I thought it was great.
Well, firstly, it's a horrible gift. Objectively.
What was the gift?
Okay, so there was a problem where God, everyone's going to hear this. There's a problem where I just kept getting candles every year, and I hate getting candles. It's just the worst thing ever. Well, anyway, but this year it was like a discount candle, and then like everyone gets these really nice gifts, and it's like a discount and like a lanyard tie for your like access pass that said don't worry, be happy on it with
No,
smiley faces.
no.
I was deeply offended, and then
I
I
would
then
be-
had to eat shit and apologize because I made a faux pas that was so wild.
So you like joked, you like, haha, how shit.
Well, I had a look on my face like I'm so mad. But to be fair, I do the work
everything.
present. I do the work present, so I spend a lot of time on people's presents, and then we have a separate Kris
Was
Kringle.
Kris
as
Kringle cancelled after that?
We're now doing it slightly differently next year. So yeah, I feel it. I feel it when you just faux pas in a way where you're like, well,
We do not do one, and I am very thankful.
so good. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Back to Drag Race. Queen's apologised. I was like, thank fuck, so everyone can shut up now.
Yeah.
We can move on. But yeah, Queen would have just been at home being like, fuck, hurry up and air that next ep where we smooth it over.
I know.
And Nelenia accepts the apology, and she's really like good about it. She's like, she's like, I know what sort of person you are, and I know that was just a mistake. Yeah. And we were all moving on. So I was very happy to see that. And it's a new day in the workroom.
Yeah.
Tessa is like, no one saw this coming. Me in the top 5 with Alyssa, Kitty, Queen. Oh, and Nelenia is here too. I thought it was quite funny. Kitty says, no more bottoming for me.
Yeah. All right. I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah. Queen and Kitty banter about how good they are. Which I thought was quite funny. Then we get some awkward confessionals from Queen. I think she's, licking her wounds a bit. And she's like, these girls didn't give me my flowers, but that's all right. I don't need them. Fuck them. Yeah. I prefer KFC anyways.
Give her a KFC endorsement. Could Queen Kong just get a KFC endorsement, like, already? Like, she'd be great. She'd be fucking great at KFC.
Well, this show fucking loves a brand deal, so it could happen. Nelenia's like, look, I was the filler queen, but maybe this filler queen could win. Do you still think there's a chance Nelenia can win this competition?
I mean, if you based it off what you read on like the Instagram of
She's
like
very
World
loved.
of Wonder,
Yeah.
it is a sea of Team Nelenia.
Oh yeah, I'm
And there
fully
is,
expecting us to get some fucking DMs after this.
And there is not any visibility of almost any of the other queens.
True. I would actually love it if she won. It would be a gag.
It would be crazy.
But people would be happy.
Yeah. And then there's a lot of people who are just like, clearly they're just going to make Alyssa win.
And then if they do that, people might turn. Oh, I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
I have no idea who's going to win.
It's
kind of fun.
It's pretty weird. It's going to be a pretty weird one. I don't know.
Yeah. They bring back Athena.
Athena wins. You know what? I would live. Or they just
no one win. Imagine the first time in Drag Race history.
Or they just give it to a queen who didn't compete. Like
Jujubee.
Jujubee just walks out.
Oh my God.
Oh, bless.
Rue enters the workroom and we get a bunch of Wizard of Oz references. Yeah. Click your heels 3 times skills. There's no place like home. And then we get a lovely Canva.
Oh my God, Canva.
What's the thing? Which normally I hate the brand tines, but Canva I actually.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan.
The Facetune one of the previous episode.
That was,
I was
for
like,
the bin. Or with Gala in that like pink wig.
I know. I was like, yeah, I'm sure you guys use this a lot with all your decisions.
Facetune. Yeah, Facetune no. Canva yay.
Yay.
Also Australian business.
I feel like you should work for Canva. Like
you
should 100% work for Canva.
Just to be clear, they are not paying me, but they should be.
They should be.
And oh my God. And then also, if that wasn't bad enough, so they have to do a picture postcard with Canva. They have to make a tourism video for their home country, which might not be the country of the franchise that they are from. And then in honor of the final season of Star Trek Discovery, I was like, excuse me?
I was like, sorry, what?
Sorry?
And also, RuPaul not being able to say Star Trek and kept saying Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Star Trek. I'm like, have you heard of this show?
And then the full disclaimer that Paramount Plus is a sister company to MTV or whatever the fuck. I was like, why are you this felt very legal.
I was like,
so why are we hearing this?
And also, why do we need this at all? In honor of the blah, blah, blah?
Sorry?
cross promo is? A banner at the bottom of the screen that promos. I'm sorry. Do we have to add it to the fucking show? Like,
also, shit runway theme. Sorry, I hate a space look.
So, like, it's fine if it's I know conjured and with another.
No one killed it.
No,
I didn't like anyone's.
Well,
but I think I just don't like. Yeah, I don't like the theme. I don't know why.
It's easy to look tacky.
Oh,
I think.
very in like a shiny. There's something very Katy Perry about it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So they're prepping for the challenge. We get the most iconic line of all time, which is, "Did you say faggots are disgusting?" From Nelly. I fucking died. So we got faggots and mash. Toad in the hole.
Were you aware of faggots and mash?
Well, I know what a faggot is.
I know what a faggot is,
but
as
I've never seen it with mash. It's normally bangers and mash.
It's,
no?
We call bangers mash here.
I think she was camping it up. She was fagging it up.
So it's not an English, because toad in the hole is an English thing.
Yeah.
And so, but I just want to be clear: is faggots and mash what they call it?
No.
That she's just
faggot
making
is
it up.
not a banger. A banger is a sausage. A faggot is what, like a tightly wound thing of like beans or something,
of like
or
wheat or something.
Yeah. I thought it was anything bound, like you can have a faggot of sticks.
So this is a faggot of sticks. So this is her just being like comedy, funny.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
but
didn't land on me.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, bitch, I was like living. I thought it was so funny.
I thought Nelania's funny, but
Nelania
I don't. The faggots and mash, that's not a thing.
No,
and I don't
believe so. It could be.
You like how I'm struggling so much?
I was just dying because to get the soundbite in Nelania's accent, faggots. Did you say faggots are disgusting?
Oh,
I was
so
like, that
good.
is so funny.
Yeah.
Turn the whole spot a dick.
She should just put that on a shirt. Did you
That
say?
should, fuck margarita pizza. Just faggots are disgusting.
Faggots are disgusting.
Which goes in line with the homophobia of Italy.
Oh.
It's fantastic.
Because people would buy it and they wouldn't know that they're buying, supporting a said faggot.
Fagioli. Oh my god. Oh my god. So I absolutely died at that. Then Nelania tells us that Italy is famous for its heart.
Mm-hmm.
Which I like. That's very cute. Tessa tells us she's doing Switzerland. Duh, because that's where she's from. And cue Ru and Michelle being absolutely bamboozled by this fact.
So great. They're like
beyond.
They're like, what's Belgium? You're like, okay, where's yeah.
Where's Austria?
Scandinavia? What? I'm sorry. Yeah, it's so good.
They're like, we wanted you to do Germany. We wanted an Oktoberfest look.
They just wanted.
We wanted a sausage on a fork.
Das Schusenfest,
Lederhosen.
Lederhosen.
She probably wouldn't have gone home if she did Lederhosen, honestly.
I mean, we talk about the cringe is real, like your podcast. Like, the cringe is so
There
motherfucking real.
There was very real cringe this week.
Yeah.
I do love, Michelle Visage is so at home in that little fucking director's chair. And I actually, live. Anyway.
I think she's fantastic. I think I would want her there over almost any of the regulars, I think. If you were doing one of those challenges. She cares. Rue's more like, how can I fuck you up?
Yes.
I think,
You can't trust her. Is this a controversial opinion that Alyssa Edwards is fading into the background?
No.
Or do you believe that to be true?
Yes.
Because, so here she tells us she's going to show us the best of the United States. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Kitty says, I think we need to play into stereotypes. Like margarita pizza.
Like margarita pizza.
And Alyssa's like, asking everyone, where would you live? Oh no, Kitty asks Alyssa, where would you live if not in the States? And she says Sydney, which I was like, that's cute.
Cute, as long as you can afford it, baby.
Sydney does charm people.
Oh,
when you visit, you're like, wow, this is fucking beautiful.
It is like...
It's a sexy city.
I always say that I will have 3 fabulous days in it, like a long weekend in Sydney.
Yeah, great. And then get me the fuck out of there.
Get me the fuck out of there because I can't afford to live there and everything's too far away. But it is just... And it'll just turn it on.
Yeah,
That's a Sydney that'll turn it on.
Oh, she's a what do they say? Sydney's a hot one night stand and Melbourne you marry.
Yeah, that's right. It's so true. It's so true.
Or then I've also heard Melbourne's the ugly sister or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, but she's like a good route.
Oh, that is so
But Sydney's
funny.
like a hot girl that doesn't put out.
The least comparable cities of all time. I love it so much. I think they couldn't be more different.
Yeah.
And everyone from
So
every
good.
place. Every time I'm like, okay, I get it.
Oh my God, I spent last night with a group of friends for a friend's birthday who's originally from Sydney, and all her friends had come down for the weekend for this party, and some of them had never been here before, and I was like, excuse me? I was like, how old are you? They were all like sort of late 20s, so I was like, oh, okay. But I'm like, you've never thought to just get on a plane for 1.5 hours and like go... Anyway, don't get me started. I was very confused.
Growing up in Perth, like the flight path to Europe or whatever, you don't go via Sydney, right? And so I'd always been to Melbourne because I had family here and blah, blah. And then I moved here and realised I had never been to Sydney.
Oh my God.
It was
Well,
like
that
embarrassing.
makes sense because Perth is not close to Sydney.
But then I rectified it within a year, you know.
This kind of shat me though, because then Kitty's like, yeah, great, but what about all the bugs and the spiders and thing?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh no. And then Queen's like, yeah, everything's trying to kill you. And I was like,
look, if we're talking about leaning into stereotypes, this is all we've got apparently is Vegemite and like everything's going to kill you.
Even
and kangaroos.
the photos they used in the green screen, I was like, you fucking kidding me? We'll get there. Then they trash talk London's shit weather, which was funny. And Kitty's like, yeah, seasonal depression in it. Then Nelly then gets a bit real and tells us that Italians are homophobic AF.
Fucking A.
Which is, it sucks.
It sucks as well because when you're there, you're like, is everyone gay? Like it's so confusing. Like, you know, like, and it's just, it's such a, on the one hand, a culture of being like, live your life and enjoy your life. La dolce
the
vita.
passion is there, but then
it's
just this thing, isn't
they
it?
are all like held at the neck, like, you know, like everyone. It doesn't even matter if you're queer. It's just that conservatism that runs through the culture is crazy.
It's not specific to that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
no,
it is strangely a conservative place, and I think people that haven't been there are surprised to learn that, because I think in the romanticized view, particularly like growing up somewhere like here, we always look at Europe as like this advanced world that we're not a part of. And I remember going there for the first time, and I was like, oh, and like hearing
crazy
slurs and stuff, and being
crazy,
like, oh, and like the racism and stuff,
a
as
level
well, which
of
I wasn't
racism
expecting.
that you
I was like, oh, because everyone always, you know, goes
they
hard
don't
on
embrace difference, and that's the thing. Like, you know, they don't do well with that. There is like a thing that you're supposed to do, and if you don't do that, you should move to another fucking country. Like, you know, because your parents are going to be.
I really like
busting
that
chops.
Nelly is open about it.
It's great.
It's really good, and
it's really good.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that.
And she's a good ambassador because she clearly has the parental support. She clearly has some money, and she.
You mean my daddy at the club?
He's the bodyguard. But like also living in a place like Rome, right? So you live in a fucking proper city. Yeah. Like you are speaking to all those kids and all those towns where we're like they're still there, they're still struggling. So like, you know, it is really important.
Yeah, we love. All right, so they film with Michelle. Kitty's up first, and I got to say, she kicks it in the dick. Like, I thought she did very well.
She just wrote a really good, solid thing.
And Michelle used this as an opportunity for her to show off how much she knows about British accents. She thinks she's British. She's so, like, Madonna.
I love it. She's going through her, like, Madonna London. Soon she'll be doing Kabbalah.
She's like, you did a hard A on that or whatever. And I was like,
Michelle, where are you? You're from Jersey. Like,
and Kitty's like, what are you talking about? And then I loved she didn't know. And this says a lot about what Michelle does when they're in the UK, because she's like, oh, I didn't know people piss on the phone boxes. I'm like, yeah, because you're not fucking walking around the streets at
I'm sorry,
2
it's a sea of fucking vomit.
Piss and vomit on those streets.
It is. I've never seen it in any other country like London. And like,
good.
those red boxes, not in a million years after a certain time.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Alyssa thinks she's the director, which is amazing. But then she's also kind of like spiraling in this perfectionist way where she's like, but was that good? But do we need to do another take?
I sort of love it because it's her pageant perfectionism and God bless her, like she's not leaving anything to chance.
No. Michelle infuriated me here at Nelenia's recording. Like, this actually really pissed me off.
It's so annoying.
It's like, just let her speak how she fucking speaks.
Italian accents are easy to hear.
Like, you can understand her. Like,
it's a Latin-based. Like,
exactly.
It's like, what the fuck's the problem?
But like, I thought it was really cringe to watch and have Michelle be like, oh, but now say it again, but like how I'm saying it. It's like, but you understand. And also, I thought this was the challenge where they were celebrating their cultures and shit, and you're telling her she has to speak different? Like, ugh. Really eye roll stuff.
It's really annoying. And like, and it's like that. They were like a bit like that with La Grande Dame as well in her season. And who, by the way, was freaking phenomenal in hers. And so her branding challenge was so fucking funny and so on point. And they're like, oh, we're not entirely sure. I'm like, what? Like, open your ears up, like, for 2 seconds.
I just think it's not cute. Like, as native English speakers, like,
no.
If someone is got an accent, you just allow it. Like, I'm sorry. Have you ever in your life, like, spoken to a ESL person and been like, it's actually this? Like, no. And I know that it's an environment of judging and critiquing and helping, but I think that's a boundary you don't cross, in my opinion.
I don't think she was pronouncing things to a point where you couldn't understand it.
And if anything, it was funny that she was getting it a bit wrong.
Then fucking
and you just
subtitle
go with
it. Or, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't, because Americans
like, they
love doing that.
They love doing that when there's a Scottish person or something like that. Yeah, it was...
It's like watching... Have you seen the Trixie and Katya video with the Kath and Kim?
I was obsessed.
So good.
So shocked.
Good. But...
They haven't seen it?
They hadn't seen it was wild. Yeah. But then also them just not getting the accents at all. Like with True and Prue and stuff, they're like, oh, but these people sound different. I'm like, do you not understand there is a class dynamic here?
Yeah. But like, I think Trixie in that was like, oh, okay, they're bogans, and like as it was going along, which is understandable. They kind of pieced
it together. But didn't you just want to jump through the screen and like sit with them and be like, I'm going to explain this to you.
Million.
Not that it needs it, but fuck.
But 1,000,000%. And also like, and it was cool because you could see people in going, okay, so True and Prude, what this is, and they're explaining what it is.
Their DMs would be fucking flooded with Aussies being like Aussie gays
and not
being
just
like,
Aussies. Blah, blah. The English as well have such an ownership of Kath and Kim.
Yeah.
But I was a little bit like, do your gay fucking homework. I cannot believe that you haven't seen Kath and Kim.
At least they're onto it now.
But you know what? They loved it.
They've gifted it to the world, I tell you.
I mean, I reckon the Jane Turner and Gina Riley will be very happy.
Very happy about that.
Yeah, but I just knew that Katya would go off. Like, you know, when she was just. But
yeah, I know. Am I overreacting, or did Michelle frustrate you in this moment as well? I just was like, ugh.
I didn't think it was necessary. I was just like, what are you throwing at her? Like, you know. Yeah.
I just was like, let her do it anyway.
But you could also do it in a way where you go, let's just do it again, just a little clearer. Like, you don't have to be like,
and then the editing, like, they turned it into this gag. Like, oh, she did 14 takes and got it wrong. It's like, no, she didn't get it wrong. She just spoke how she speaks. Like, oh, God damn it.
English is hard. It's a fucking hard language to learn.
Exactly. Anyway, moving on. Tessa, I cracked up. Did you think here... Tessa walked onto this set a little, pun intended, deflated. Like, a little bit like she's checked out a bit or something.
Yeah, I think so. I reckon she was having trouble with her producer. With
really?
all the content. I reckon the Swiss German thing might have been confusing. And then she's got like this like producer there going, okay, they don't reckon that this is the thing and blah, 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 blah.
And she's like, well, I think you're right.
I think that might be it. And
because she walked onto that set, she seemed a little bit annoyed. And then Michelle was like, oh, so just confirming you're doing Switzerland. She was like, yes, ma'am. In this way where it was like, yeah, like I
now that I think about it, I think that that's what's happened. I think it's just like she's just sort of gone, okay, do I have to explain how fucking Europe works to you people? And like, you know.
Can I just say as well, I thought the writing was great. Like, yes, they were like silly, like cow puns. I thought it was really good. They were really funny.
I thought she was up there. I thought she was going to maybe top.
I thought the best joke as well was she's like, coins. I don't lactose. And I was like, that's funny. But then Michelle was like, I don't get it. I'm like, how can you not get that joke? Like, lactose. She's a cow. Oh my God. And then she's like, do the other one. The other one was like, hide your wife or something, which was like not as good. When Michelle steers you in the wrong direction. Fucking hell.
Fucking what a bitch. Yeah, no. It was, I thought she was really strong in that episode.
I know. It was just a shame that like she prematurely got into that inflatable cow costume like 2 weeks ago.
I know.
Which they reminded us in the edit. It was like, wow, okay.
I know. Like some
Kick her
people
while she's down.
Some people are allowed to wear things over and over again and other people are not.
No. Oh my God, this show. Queen Kong is conscious that she fucked this challenge. She did this exact same challenge on Down Under Season 2, and she chose to do the place of Queen Kong Island.
That's right, yeah.
Which I think was like her trying to be clever because she's from all these different places.
It's very
so
hard.
It was like, which one do you
hard.
pick?
Yeah.
And unfortunately it didn't land well. So this shat me that it was like Down Under, which is not a place. And we do not say that ever.
I don't know who the fuck says Down Under.
No one does.
No one.
Except RuPaul and Michelle.
It's so embarrassing. It just feels like 1986.
Yeah,
anyway, the cringe
does.
is real.
Yeah, but she did well. I thought she did well. The chlamydia thing was fucking genius. Loved that. Love leaning into that stuff. Because again, it's like, yeah, you're playing to what people are expecting of you, but then you're also like making it kind of funny. Yeah, she did good, but Michelle was like, it's too long. She'd written too much, so she helped her edit it down a bit. Yeah,
one thing, it's just a small thing with Queen. She really loves the pick nose thing.
Oh yeah, she's done it before.
She's done it heaps, and it's just the only thing that I'm just a bit like, it's funny, but
that
we're cool.
look as well. Have we seen that look before that she wore in this?
Maybe
ad? It felt familiar. Maybe I've just seen it
sort of
like live or something. I don't know. Anyway, Mirror Talk, Real Talk. Queen talks about her drag mothers saving her life. This is beautiful. And then they talk about biological children. Kitty's like, who's going to have children? And Alyssa's like, I couldn't have children. I'd be like, Mummy dearest, blah, 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 which was so funny.
She would. Funny. So great.
Queen was like, yes, the Pacific Islander in me wants to have 1,000 babies. And I was like, that's very funny.
That's funny.
Nelly wants kids, but she's like, in Italy, not possible.
It's true.
Which I was like, wow, okay, glad we're
it's just
shining
like
a light on this.
But it's just sort of like not even like there's, and that is so crazy. It is so hard to be like, it's still hard to be like a gay couple with a kid. Like, you know, like if you're like, you know, in Perth, for instance, that's still difficult. But then it's like this fucking other level over there where you'd have to fully be 1950s, like kind of like hiding in plain sight.
She's talking about like adoption or 100%. Surrogacy and stuff. They just don't have access to those
But it's
things.
also culturally, like it just wouldn't be.
People would freak out. Yeah, totally. All right, so... and then she says she cried. I love it. She's like, I cried when my nephew was born because I knew that I couldn't do that. I'm like, okay, narcissistic, but go off. All right, hit the main stage. T.S. Madison is on the main stage this week. I fucking love T.S. Madison.
Whenever she comes on, I'm like, fuck, she's just so substantial.
She's so good.
She's so good. Yeah, she's just great.
I gotta say, our boy Jamal, as much as I like to look at him, hasn't delivered this season.
No. And I believe that the Reese Nicholson rumor was fake then.
That's
just not happening.
They're not coming on.
They're not happening.
I can't, unless it's the finale, which I highly doubt.
Highly doubt. Yeah. But that's okay. But yeah, like he's lovely, but he's so sweet. You know, he's too sweet.
Yeah, he's too sweet, and it's there's no standout moments.
No.
But it was good to mix things up. I just would have, having T.S. Madison there, I'm like, oh, imagine if she was there every week. It would have been so good.
She could have easily been there every week.
Those tits are amazing.
So phenomenal. So this runway category. So outer space. You're not a fan. Not a fan of the outer space.
Star Trek Discovery, the last season, streaming now on Paramount Plus.
Not Star Trek, but Star Trek. She kept saying Star Trek, and I was like, dear God, Star Trek's only been around since, 58 or something, like 1958. Anyway, Kitty, Scott, Claws. Oh, yes. This beautifully yet underwhelming look from Kitty, the slinky gunmetal gown with ruffles shoulder feature and then the solar system like off the ruffles.
I fucking hated it, Jean.
It was so underwhelming. It's just like, okay.
But to be fair, I didn't really like anyone's looks this week, so maybe I'll just stay out of it.
You're just like, I'll just withdraw my comments. Like, look, it was an eleganza gown.
She did, I get, it's like, it hit the brief, but just the neck feature with the planets on it was cool, but the rest of it was just like a slip dress.
Yeah. But I also thought the planets weren't that cool.
No, they weren't that cool.
Okay, then we moved on to our girl Queen Kong. So she did Silver Galactic Goddess, the headpiece, planet rings, the tall ball hair with the mouthpiece, the long sleeve gloves were a smash. I thought that was amazing. Yeah. The gown part, I think later they said in crits.
It was Jamal was like everything from the like neck up or the belt up, stunning, but then and I agree with that.
I agree, and I actually think some hot pants or something like. Totally, something totally sort of different. I think that would it's in line with the warrior kind of aspect to her whole look. But she looked beautiful. She did look beautiful, especially the face was like stunning. But I think the top half.
I love that mouth jewelry thing.
That mouth jewelry
really cool,
gorgeous,
really suits her. Yeah.
So I'm assuming that's Maori.
Oh, maybe.
I don't even know. I'll find out. I will find out. Tessa T. So she did. This was beautiful. The star and moon goddess look in the silver and the muted gold, the fringe attachments on the fingers and the crescent moon at the back. The face was. I think this is a beautiful look for her.
It was amazing, but it was also incredibly similar to Nelania and Pythia's fucking Drag Race family resemblance looks.
Totally.
So from the same.
The company
collection.
Yeah. But I was really impressed with Tessa this week because the
was
makeup
gorgeous.
was soft and beautiful, and I love how she
imagine getting sent home in that.
I know. It's because that hand stuff was.
It was really cool.
Gave it a real drama. It was actually probably one of my favorites out of these ones. And then, although Alyssa Edwards came out in that galactic oyster pearl showgirl from The Fifth Element. The silver back piece opening up like a flower at the point, the silver headpiece, the fit, and the movement. So the movement was beautiful. It did that kind of thing like that.
The theme was like clamshell. It was kind of like it was a bit Metropolis. It was very like deco or something. Mm-hmm. I thought it was beautiful. I did not think it nailed the brief at all.
The problem we're running into with Alyssa is these costumes are fucking
They're
phenomenal.
so good. They're really high quality.
Yeah, but it's really about the story and addressing the brief. It's
not creative. I wanted just one person there to come out as like a slutty alien or something. And gone full prosthetics, full ridiculous. The fact that they all did glam. Yeah. But I was honestly real snooze.
Yeah, I feel like Evie Oddly, someone like that would come out like a freak.
We haven't got anyone like that on this
season. We don't have
There's no one.
Nah.
I think maybe they were hoping Miranda was going to be like that.
I think she could have been.
Yeah.
But, maybe. And then, Nelania. So she did the Judy Jetsons Puffer Girl edition, spiked inflated boobs with the ass, the pink galore, the knee-high boots.
What did you think?
It's what she likes, the nerdy aspect of her. So I thought that reflected that well. It wasn't my favourite.
Yeah, it was a bit cosplay. Very her vibe, but at least it was something different from the others and it was creative. So I liked it for that.
I think Tessa was my favourite. I think Tessa was my favourite.
Yeah, I think Tessa was my favourite too.
Wow. I just really realised that. Well,
but then because it was so similar to what we saw last week, I couldn't help.
Yeah, I know.
So the videos... I like this. We got the videos and then all of the critiques right afterwards. So Kitty's videos first. I thought Kitty's video was great. Really funny. Yeah. She leaned into the stereotypes well.
Yeah.
They gave her really great stock photos. Way better than everyone else got, I thought.
Stupid London being more visible or something.
Yeah,
or
I don't know.
Famous or something.
But again, she played to it. It was everything she did was low-hanging fruit, but she just did it in a way that worked, and I'm very happy to admit I thought she should have won
based off the videos,
probably not so much the look, but I don't know. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
They liked it. Ru was on some good meds this week.
She
was real
She's loving it.
Queen's was an improvement from the one she did on Down Under, but it was still a bit of a mess.
Yeah.
And the fact that she just kind of piggybacked off Spanky and Hannah.
Why did she do this?
That was a bit... I think she thought it's a good way to take us on a tour of like both countries by visiting her sisters like Spanky and Hannah. But like she just did what they did in their tourism videos. She didn't add anything else.
Yeah, I think it was an error to include them, even though I love those two. Although she could have included them a different way, maybe just a throwaway, like, and Spanky and Hannah will be there, or something like
100%.
that. Like, just throw it in there.
It should have been a real quick, yeah.
But it was just like, okay, cool.
But it's like you took us to Palmy North, and then you did fuck yeah, and then you took us to Perth, and you did the swan thing. Yeah. That's just what they did. Yeah. I think she was hoping that the recycling of those jokes would work, but... It didn't.
Like, what if people, don't know Drag Race Down Under as well? Like, God
true.
bless.
I'm sure they don't.
And they're like, who's that?
Yeah.
So it wasn't quite.
Rue loved the chlamydia joke though.
The chlamydia joke was excellent,
which was funny.
And that's what she should have just done. Really, is just a series of like boom, bam, boom, bang, boom. And she could have just done it like over in New Zealand, da 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 da. Right here in Australia, da da. And I think that would have been easy enough to just rather than overcomplicate it too much with the whole thing. Remembering people don't know jack shit about Australia and New Zealand. Do you know what I mean?
They know less now. Because
they know Vegemite. They know a koala. Done.
Yeah. I thought the Mardi Gras thing was funny too. Like if you didn't get it from chlamydia from the koala, you get it at Mardi Gras. But
that's good.
The photo they gave her was really bad.
Yep.
Like, I feel like they didn't help her with the green screen stuff.
I know, just leaning into some other stuff like that. Yeah. Priscilla King, Queen of the Desert.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah. She got a slight crit on the look, but they still loved it. Tessa is one. I didn't hate it. I thought it was actually quite funny.
I thought it was good.
Especially the sort of twerking bit. Really funny.
Tessa and Kitty are up there as the tops.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I don't understand. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah.
And then Rue's like, why didn't you do Germany?
She's like, I don't understand.
And, anyway.
She goes, what's Swiss
Rue
German?
loved it.
Yeah.
Anyway, Rue liked all of them, which made it hard to know who was in the boat. She was just like, at all of them.
Yeah.
Anyway. T.S. Madison loved her look as well. She was like, that is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could imagine T.S. wearing that, couldn't you?
Oh, yeah, but you'd need to, drastically change the size for those titties. Alyssa Edwards, I'm sorry, I really hated this. It was
a sparkling, like star-spangled banner.
But she didn't show us anything. She was like, here's New York, and then like, here's Texas. And then the bit where she goes, politics, everybody say love. I was like, absolutely not. Yeah. Shut the fuck up.
No.
If you're not actually saying anything political, do not.
And that's not her vibe.
And this, no, stay away from that. Yeah. The circus comes to town, and it's like the election. I'm like, oh, stop. But that's so rude though.
She could have just literally set the whole thing in a rodeo, I reckon, and it would have been funny. Like if she'd just done a whole thing that was set in one rodeo, where then she's just talking about all the different things in America and the giant, like oversized big gulp drinks.
Honestly, make a joke about guns. Like, honestly,
it's like Texas tea, boom,
gun.
Boom.
Yeah.
Like that could have.
There
been
was
really
nothing
funny.
self-deprecating about it. Like that's the thing. Like Kitty and Queen did what that's our humor is. You make fun of yourself.
Yeah.
She just did like, we're the best. And it's like, oh.
They're not great at that.
They're not good at that. But then for that to win, I'm just like, oh my God. And Rue is such a patriot. So of course she was going to win. I don't know. I just thought that was such a joke.
I don't know that it's so much. I think it's just more about the fact that they've gotten to this juncture of the competition and they're like, we haven't given Alyssa a win yet. Oh,
100%.
Shit. We need to fast track her into the final.
Yep.
And that's what this is, you know? She did it like she presents well.
It was like well done, whatever. But I just thought like, I don't know.
No, I definitely think Tessa and Kitty were the best.
And as well, like, she's got the best material to work with because everyone fucking knows everything about America because we have all their culture shoved down our throats. So it's like, play up to that. I don't know. She fucked it up for me.
Yeah, I wonder whether she was like, I don't want to go Donald Trumpy. I don't want to do... Maybe she was just trying to avoid so much stuff that...
Yeah. I think she should have lent into Texan stereotypes.
1,000,000%. Like, you know what I want from her?
Yeah.
I want steel magnolias, like Auntie Mother.
I want like dance mums.
Oh.
When she gets Abby Lee Miller,
Yeah.
which she does every now and then, I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next up, it's a me, Mario. No, it's Nelly, bitch. So funny. I loved this.
Yep.
We don't just like a pizza. We love lasagna, carbonara, cannoli, spaghetti. I was like, cool. So you like pizza and pasta.
They love carbs, the carbohydrates.
But great. No cassata this week for us. But it was great. It was so fun. It was chaotic. I don't know. Like, she did the best with what the fuck this challenge was.
Yeah, I think it's a hard challenge. I think it's a hard challenge if you don't speak English. I think it's hard if the person's there going, you're not speaking English properly.
And do it like this and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I like she tried to reel off a bunch of food to make it sound like the cuisine was diverse, but they were all the same
So
thing.
funny. You can have a pasta and a pasta
Or a
and a
spaghetti.
pasta as a spaghetti and a pasta. Yeah, very good.
Very, very good. She should have made a puttanesca joke.
Puttanesca's so funny.
That's funny.
Anyway. And Rue would have gone a whore pasta.
Yeah.
Should have gone a fucking
That
mental.
would have been funny. And then you're also like teaching people something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Untucked. Queen is not happy. She feels like she's failed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tessa's like, I feel like I did okay. But she was also just kind of blessed to be there.
I think she's just done such a fucking great job, hasn't she?
She's just been such a good sport throughout, and I think it's kind of catching up to her at this point.
She's just been, yeah.
She's like, I'm just the butt of every joke, and I'm just I'm carrying it all. And then she lets out, she has a cry, which I was like, fuck yeah. Like, I was like, yes, take your moment.
Yeah.
This is for you.
Yeah.
And the girls come in and are being beautiful, and Queen gets to show off how auntie like she can be.
Yeah, that was really sweet, the way she said that you're my favourite 25-year-old.
Yeah.
I agree. I'd love it if
nice.
all 25-year-olds were like...
Me too. Like that's
her.
crazy that she's so chill and mature. Yeah.
Yeah, and
really
just
cool.
able to take a joke and able to balance all that shit.
Yeah.
Very, very impressed with Tessa T.
Back on the main stage, Alyssa Edwards wins 10K from Canva. I was actually a bit shocked.
It's like, oh.
But also, sure, like, yeah. Kitty and Nelly are safe, meaning they also move to the final.
Yeah.
And that means Queen and Tessa are in the lip sync.
So only one of the greatest songs ever.
Oh, this song.
This is one of my favourite songs
these
ever.
2 weeks, like, great songs.
I mean,
Don't
just...
leave me this way. What a beautiful song. And we all knew Queen was going to fucking win this.
There was no way.
She didn't even need to barrel roll. I was really like, oh, when she did the headstand and like Tessa blocked her. I thought that was pretty not cute.
Yeah, a little bit of blocking.
And Kitty tells us in her confessional, she's like, that's not cute.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, there was just no way. The story just couldn't have played out any other way other than like just an absolutely ridiculously shocking elimination and a pointless one at the end. Like, you know, so yes, it was good to see Kitty, I'm so sorry, Queen just walk back to that stage and be like, all right, hun, you got there.
She's
you know?
earned her place in the final. I knew they were
She's fucking earned it.
Yeah, I knew they were going to put her on the bottom at some point because they need like some iconic lip syncs.
Yeah.
And she throws herself around that stage. It's stunning. So now we have our top 4.
Wow.
Nelenia, Queen, Kitty, and Alyssa.
Okay.
Kind of, yeah, it makes sense.
It does make sense.
People are just going to be like, oh, God. And next week we get a lip sync SmackDown. Excited about that? And they're bringing back the girls.
I love a lip sync SmackDown.
Me too.
I love it. I think this is a great way for them to showcase because this is what your bread and butter is.
Yeah.
This is what you do.
Yeah, it's a good like crowd watch episode. Like I love having some friends over to watch that one.
Yeah, it kind of gives you a bit of a break as well.
Yeah. From the format.
Yeah.
Because the format does get repetitive.
But at the end, you're just like, all right, you're just running through it.
It's also, of course, they're padding out till the finale, so we get 12 episodes. Who's your winner pick?
Jeez Louise. Well, Queen's out.
You think?
I can't believe it because it's sort of, it seems so, she's done so phenomenally well.
Yeah. I think she might be out too. I have no idea.
The tide is as such, it's probably either it's a real weird one.
I think it's Alyssa or Nelenia. I don't think
which
Kitty
either
or
one
Queen...
doesn't quite make sense in the story that they've told at all.
No,
you know?
I don't see Kitty winning.
No,
I think Kitty winning will piss off people a lot.
Kitty would be like confused. That'd be just a really lackluster win. Like I think people would be like, "Oh, okay."
Likeable.
Nah, she has not been likable this season. No, I.
Do you think they filmed all 4 of them winning?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
I'd say so.
Oh my God, Jane, we've only got one more pod ep to go.
Let's see how they play it. Maybe
Next
Nelania
time
will
I
play
see
it out in
you-
the real world. Yeah, I know. We're going to know.
We'll have a crowned queen.
A crown for global all stars.
We did it. We got through a huge week.
Oh my God. Got to go to
Drag
my
Race.
therapist
I'm
about this one.
exhausted. I'll see you then, babe.
Talk to you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.